Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. There was a lot of cricket played in the past 24 hours, and we'll be talking about all of it. We have in-house Musti and Ashish. Ashish, long time, man. How are you? And obviously,
Good.
before I get to them, they are obviously very happy right now. Cristiano Ronaldo hat trick is his smiles on the face says a lot. So we'll talk about that very briefly before we go on to cricket. Ashish, what are your thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo hat trick? You know, it's like it's been a while since this has happened. 2008
He's
was the
he,
last time it happened.
he's just amazing player. Arsenal just wanted him this season, but his love for United is so true. He came back to us. So,
रखो भाई आप पिच रख लो नहीं हो ना.
bro, आपको चाहिए वो बंदा. But no, amazing. He's a legend of football. Scoring 807 goals, 59 hat tricks. I was just reading his stats, and it's just we missed him last week, and there was some problems with his back or something. But he came back and performed, and all crucial goals. One goal was simply amazing. The one he took the long shot,
That's
and the
nice.
header was the best one to top it off. So that's quality. That's why he's best player. So Musti knows it too. So Musti, go for it.
He's the greatest of all time, man. I'm just thinking that my grandkids will be very lucky one day, hopefully, to watch his documentary like The Last Dance. That's what we're seeing right now. The greatest of all time, banging and hat tricks at this age, fitness. He looks younger than me. He's like what 9 years, 8 years older to me, and yeah, unbelievable. The best sportsman right now in the world. Just overall, I just feel he's the best.
Yeah, I think we can go on about this because I know the love that you two have. But let's get focus back to the cricket because this is a cricket podcast.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the fantastic performance by the women of the Indian cricket team, India women versus the West Indies. Um, India starting off, two of their old folks, the experienced players in Smriti and Harmanpreet scoring centuries, getting a 300 plus score, which was very important, I think, because the wicket was a belter. And then Doughton starts off absolutely berserk, goes crazy, and we were chatting offline thinking that this game is going to finish in 40 overs. It finished in 40 overs, only it was in favor of India. So your thoughts, Musti, on a fantastic performance and a good comeback after a pretty formidable start by West Indies.
I really enjoyed this Women's World Cup so far. I think the quality has improved, whether that's to do with the Women Big Bash, the couple of small women's IPL matches we've seen, and even the 100 and stuff. The quality is much better. Doughton is like reminding us of like Chris Gale. Harmanpreet Kaur rewinding those days, rewinding the clock as well. Mandana, she's only 25, right? Like she has a long way to go, and she's showing her talent. But overall, I think whether it was the South Africa Pakistan game, West Indies' first two matches, and this game as well, every game has been entertaining, and we've seen some high quality cricket. And India, I think, too many runs on the board. West Indies, we all thought West Indies might run away with it, 100 for 0 in 12 overs. Don, you slept ready thinking it's going to be finished in 40 overs. You were right, but just the result, you got it wrong. But I think it just goes to show that quality is there. Like we're staying up in the night and we're watching the cricket, and rightly so. And I think someone like the BCCI needs to take notice and start a proper full-fledged women's IPL, because there will be interest. The way Doughton is playing, the way Mandana has played, the way in Australia you have Healy, these guys, the way they're playing, you would pay and watch these cricketers. This is proper cricket, and I think also the conditions in New Zealand help. It's beautiful to watch cricket there, the greenery and everything. But yeah, it's high quality cricket, and for India, it was a much needed win after losing against New Zealand. It was a much needed win, and beating a West Indies team who's on form, and they've been giant killers in this tournament so far. So for India, a big win thanks to their batsmen. But bowlers, I think Rana and Rajesh, I don't, what's her name? Gaikwad, Rajeshri Gaikwad. But yeah, they're both outstanding. Even against New Zealand, the way they peck things back against Pakistan, the spinners are doing the trick for India. And you always say that these pitches are a bit faster, but in these conditions, also the boundaries, it's not easy to clear. So I think spinners will always help. They're turning the ball, and they're picking up wickets. That's what you want. One wicket turned the whole game around. The Doughton wicket, she was injured. She was hitting on one leg with a broken back, but that wicket turned everything around, and that's what they're doing. They kept their patience. Very good captaincy as well from Mithali.
Yeah. I think the important wicket of Doughton over there. But Ashish, I just want to talk about the batting a little bit more. Virendra Sehwag tweeted that number 7 and number 18 in the men's cricket have done a fantastic job for Indian men's cricket, and now we are seeing the same with number 7, number 18 in women's cricket as well. But I think both Mandana and Harmanpreet, I think, or they both were just fantastic. I think both centuries. A little bit of a note in the end where Smriti Mandana was awarded man of the match, but she brought Harmanpreet with her. Seeing that kind of camaraderie that there is that between the unity that's there in that team, it's always nice to see that, especially in such a big tournament. When we've seen in the past the likes of Virat and Rohit have struggled, and that has caused issues on field as well. But this was a nice gesture.
Yeah, and they justify wearing those jersey number 7 and 18. Because those jerseys are iconic, especially Dhoni leading Indian men's cricket to so much fame, and then Kohli leading Indian, even if we say Test cricket. So it's a great honor to wear those jersey, and these girls are they're justifying the tag, and they are the backbone of this team, including Mithali Raj. India was in spot of bother when they were 3 down, and these two they just got in and were scoring runs. It was good to see they were scoring at a run a ball, and once they were set after their respective 50s, they pushed the pedal down and they were getting a boundary every over. So that was good to see. That's why it helped them to score more than 300, because these two know when to capitalize, and they saw the body language of West Indies team on the ground. They were down and they were misfielding, and they just made sure India doesn't fall short of a set target. That's why I feel they both deserve the 100, and they both deserve to be the man of the match, because they both was in the game, and they took India out and set up a very good total at the end. And the bowlers in the start, they were scary, but the spinner pulled it back, so it was a good win for India.
Yeah, I think overall this is a very comforting and a confidence boosting kind of win for India. So looking forward to what they have to offer in the next few games. But I guess moving on to on a day where 16 wickets were taken on day 1 of a Test match, the India versus Sri Lanka game is what we're talking about. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about the women's cricket match, or can we move on?
No, yeah, we can move on. I think there's plenty to talk about. I can go on about it, but I think we covered the match. It was a really good game as well. Australia versus New Zealand. I think that's a really good match to watch out for. And I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. The outfield, the atmosphere, and the actual quality of cricket has been really good. So I'm sure this is going to be a big game as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving on to the second Test match between India and Sri Lanka. It's day 1 of the Test match. We've already seen 16 wickets fall. An interesting Indian batting, so to say. A couple of starts for someone like a Rishabh Pant and a Virat, even though Hanuman Vihari to an extent. But then Shreyas Iyer pulling out that 90 and giving India a respectable total, so to say. And then the bowlers doing the bowlers. It's funny because we're talking about 6 wickets being taken by the Indian team and only 1 spinning wicket, because all the other 5 were taken by fast bowlers. So that's also nice to see, sort of, the two most the best bowlers right now for Indian cricket in Bumrah and Shami coming to party early as well on day 1. Fantastic bowling. I think India were very disciplined. I think Sri Lanka will be kicking themselves to let India get to about 250, especially after the few wickets that they got in the earlier part of the earlier sessions. But I think Shreyas Iyer was a fantastic player of spin. He was just guiding the field very well. He was playing the field very well, and I think he's a very good player of spin bowling. The only problem I still see in him is the short ball. But I think in these conditions, I think he's one of the top players to play. So your thoughts on the batting initially, Musti, and then we'll go to the bowling.
Yeah, I think Shreyas Iyer gauged the pitch really well. He felt that you can't survive on this pitch. You have to play your shots. Those sixes that he hit on the leg side were outstanding, and I think that's what you need. You need some aggressive cricket. This pitch is not going to last more than 3 days. So I think he gauged that very quickly. Some of the deliveries, the one Virat Kohli got stayed low. The one Rishabh Pant got as well. As a few other deliveries, the extra bounce did them as well. And you can tell that this pitch is not going to last. From India's point of view, then they bowled under light, so that helped. That's why the fast bowlers did the job. But you'll see tomorrow, Jadeja and Ashwin will just rip through them. I feel they're just going to rip through them. And from the batting point of view, that's what it is. You can't survive on this pitch. You have to play your shot. India got 250. It's a great score on this kind of pitch. Yeah, it's an average below average test match score, but on this pitch, it's it's going to finish like you said. I think they're waiting for the IPL. They want some rest before the IPL, so they're finishing the game quickly. And look, a lot of people are saying, why are they playing Sri Lanka? Why are they playing Bangladesh? Why are they playing these kind of players? Teams at home, they should play the big guys, but you have to play everybody, right? It's the World Test Championship, and it gives Sri Lanka as well some experience as well. They're going to learn from this, and they will improve as a team. And overall, you need to improve overall cricket. It's not going to be fun if it's just India, Australia, England play. You need the likes of Pakistan, Sri Lanka, all these guys to come. So I think these kind of series will have to happen. Unfortunately, it's not entertaining. The Women's World Cup has been much more entertaining for me personally, but it is what it is. You have to play each other, and hopefully Sri Lanka can improve from this. It is difficult. You're playing India in their own conditions. We saw England got hammered as well, so you can't really blame Sri Lanka or blame the opposition. Yes, they are inferior, but they're a young team, and hopefully they will learn from it. Angelo Matthews, I felt he was playing good, but it's just not good enough. And tomorrow, Jadeja and Ashwin are going to get that variable bounce, and they're going to cause some problems.
Yeah, I think that's just to kind of build on that, Ashish. Though today, the 5 wickets from the fast bowlers, I think, like I said, Bumrah and Shami are probably the best bowlers right now for Indian cricket. But I think they're coming to the party, and very, very good and lengths. I think they were getting the ball to do the talking, which was nice to see on a pitch where spin was kind of primary, so to say.
Yeah, and the good thing is Bumrah and Shami both have quality. They can swing the ball each side. Shami, especially with the seam up, he lets the seam do the talking, and Bumrah has got a new ball, which is off cutter, which got Matthews out as well. So these guys are good at picking up the batsmen, and they know what to bowl to the batsman, because the batsmen are set for their in swinging, and they try to bowl the other one, which is difficult to pick at that pace. So it's good. It's good. India is not all about spin bowling when it comes to playing in India. It's showing that Bumrah and Shami can also bowl at those wickets, similar to what and can get more wickets, just like Sri Lanka got ours. I feel this game is gonna go maximum day 3 lunch. That's it. It's too, and that also, if India wants a Kohli century. otherwise I think tomorrow we'll see Sri Lanka batting again, and they'll be 5 or 6 down, and just be waiting in the morning just to get over with it. And everyone leaving their camps and enjoying their IPL.
When is the century coming?
It's probably
every
not
time he
coming
walks
in
out,
this
I
year.
wish it comes.
That's you and me both, Ashish. I think we've almost cursed it, so to say. Every time I see, the only thing in my head is like, hopefully he scores that century. Even when he came out, I was watching the highlights of him coming out, and it is his home ground, so to say, because of the RCB fans. The kind of the cheering that was there, it was nice to see that. He is their talisman. So it was nice to see that. I was really hoping that we'd see something today, but unfortunately, the pitch didn't help at all. The only thing that I'm still positive about is whenever he's at the crease, he's looking very good. Like, he's hitting some really good shots. It doesn't look like he's really out of form, but obviously the big scores are not coming.
He's also rallying the crowd. He was teasing them with the red undershirt, like RCB. He was doing that during the game, and there's a huge cheer when he kept doing that. And the IPL is coming. He knows exactly how to play a crowd, and that's important as well in the field. We talk about it, but it is important. I just have 2 questions. One is to you, Don. If he doesn't score the 100 in the next innings, does the IPL if he scores in the IPL, does it count?
It count every time. It count every time.
I would love for him to score it, except if it's against Sunrisers. That's all it matters to me. I would like for him to score a good. The only thing is, I want him to score a few good runs. I want him to score.
That India record will still be. That India record will still be.
Of course. According to Ashish, no. But Ashish, you have to remember blue versus red. It's a very big difference.
No. I'll pay my Punjab bowlers to get hit and let him score.
I want to see him score 100 against Punjab, and then I'll see you.
I'm more than happy. I'm telling you, it's been a while. I see Kohli raise his bat, and once he does, he's gonna open the gates, and we'll see good runs for Kohli in the.
The gates are open. It's just getting that 100. I think he's batting well. Like, he's scoring those runs. That 17 Adelaide, if Rahane didn't run him out, we wouldn't be having this conversation, right?
Yeah.
So there's a bit of luck also, and concentration. I think spinners as well is troubling him. Today, it was a low ball. Couldn't do much about
that
it.
was just can't do much about
In
that.
general, I think he's losing his concentration. Even against the fast bowler, sometimes he hits one outside off stump. So it's about the lack of concentration, whether that's because he's played so much cricket in the past, whether it's an injury which is troubling him, I don't know, but just needs to concentrate a bit more. That's what it is. His shots are there. It's not like he's out of form. It's just that he's not getting those hundreds. But my second question is to Ashish, actually. Then Don, you can take over. Is Ashish, what about Rohit Sharma's captaincy, picking up 6 wickets in the first innings? He's had almost unbeaten record now as captain, and a lot of people said that people that your very close friends said that Rohit Sharma cannot be a Test captain, but he's proving to be a serial winner.
No. Like anyone when playing in India, anyone can be a Test match captain.
That's true.
It's like that. But it's good Rohit Sharma getting the experience, because we are not throwing him in straight against Australia or South Africa, because then he'll get criticized more. But right now it's a learning patch for him. Get used to the captaincy, make some changes, set a plan, like definite plan for each team, which he's being good. But one, he has to improve on the DRS, and Pant needs to improve giving good suggestions, because we saw
Pant gave him a good suggestion today for the Shami wicket.
For the Shami wicket, he did, but in the last game, if I remember, like they missed on a full ball. So
that was today as well.
Yeah, today as well. Yeah. So those are the things you have to keep in mind, because I remember Bumrah bowled a full ball and these guys didn't go. They had 2 reviews left to the 5th batsman. So these are the chances. Like, but it's DRS is any call. Like every captain struggles with it. So otherwise, tactical wise, he's good. He's good with the field placement. He's catching those at slips. He's good at catching. So. It's a good series for him. Good series win. I'll probably say it is a good series win for him. It just need to improve his batting. Don't get on the full shot. Don't get out. Don't run people out. Don't get on the full shot. Please.
I was waiting for that, because I've never heard you praise Rohit Sharma so much, and then I knew something was coming. But
I had to be nice sometimes.
Who is? I just have a quick question. Who is this good friend of Ashish's that doesn't believe in Rohit Sharma's captaincy? I'm really intrigued.
He's actually a huge fan of Rohit Sharma.
On the day Rohit was appointed, he felt like he's not the Test captain.
Yeah, the thing is,
he was like he should be the captain. So I don't know what changed.
Very quickly, I tell you is that one is an extremely huge Virat Kohli fan, and he sledges Rohit Sharma, and the other one is a huge Rohit Sharma fan, and he sledges Kohli. So when Rohit Sharma was captain, he couldn't take that pressure of getting bantered, I think. So that's why he said that Rohit Sharma could not be Test captain. It's not. He loves Rohit Sharma. It's just that I don't think he wanted to get bantered from Ashish, and that's why he, he made that statement that Rohit Sharma cannot be Test captain. But
he can't be in the T20 World Cup as well. But
the only problem I have with Rohit Sharma is his fitness. I think he's an outstanding captain. He's really good, man.
Yeah.
Like he's one. He's
fitness is definitely an issue, though. Yeah,
he will get tested now. Like the T20 World Cup, if he doesn't do anything, Ashish is the first one to pounce on him on his captaincy. So we will get to see that even in the IPL. But if you just see overall, he's smart and he's not as calm as people think. I think he's not the Dhoni level calm. He has a temper as well. He's kicking the ball and stuff. I saw that in the Sri Lanka series in T20. So he's not as calm as you think, but he's very sharp. And I think as lazy as he looks, he's very sharp in his captaincy. And I think we'll see more of that. But yeah, sorry, Don, you can take over.
No, that's totally fine. It's 3 wickets only were taken, 252 for 3. And talking about Pakistan versus Australia, a little bit better than the first day of the first Test match, I would say. But still, I feel like it was a good wicket for the first day of cricket, which is what you tend to see. But a good century by Uzi Khwaja, and Australia putting up a decent target. I think the game, hopefully, it doesn't stay the way all 5 days, and we see a good challenging game. But so far, day one, Musti, your thoughts on how the day went like?
I think the narrative was that it's going to turn, but they should have taken a cue from that India-Sri Lanka game. If you compare it, this was our road. It was again another flat track, and they're saying it's going to break up, and it probably will in day 3, day 4. You might see a result here. but it's still a very, very good pitch to bat on. Early on, Shaheen Afridi got some swing, got some movement, a few LBW shouts, but I felt that, Khwaja in particular was very good. Foot movement, his feet movement was good. He's playing those shots. Him and Warner are both aggressive, looking to get the boundaries. That led Babar Azam to make some changes in the bowling. They got Fahim Ashraf on. He was attacked. The spinner was attacked as well. And it's a very good pitch to bat on. Khwaja, outstanding, man. He used to be dropped from Australian team when they used to go subcontinent just because they said he can't play spin, but he's completely changed that. I think that UAE tour in 2018-19 completely changed Khwaja as a batsman. He's really worked hard on playing spin, and now I think he's an all-round kind of player in terms of batting. He can play in any condition. We saw him score 100 in the Ashes. We saw him score 100 here, and this 100 will mean a lot more to him. It's in Karachi. His family is from Karachi, and I think great performance from him. From Pakistan's point of view, as soon as they lost the toss, you can see you could sense a bit of deflation, whether it's portrayed on the field or not. You could see that listen, they wanted to win the toss and bat first. They don't have that advantage now. They would have ideally wanted to pick up wickets, maybe 7-8 wickets today, but it didn't work out that way, and they have a lot to do. Anything above 400, it will be difficult. Either it'll head to a draw or Australia will win. So Pakistan will still need to take wickets. They still have to believe. If they can get them under 380, 350, then they're still in there with a chance. Otherwise, Australia look in the driver's seat right now. One thing I just want to mention is that, we talk about Virat Kohli and everything, but Steve Smith is in the same situation, man. He's playing very good cricket and he's not scoring 100. Sorry, Ashish.
When was the last time Babar Azam scored 100? 2020. 2020 against Bangladesh, I think.
Yeah. So Babar Azam, we'll see now what he does. But even Steve Smith is in that situation.
Yeah.
So I think it's not.
I think a lot. I think we're talking about all these. Steve Smith, we're talking about Babar, we're talking about Virat, we're talking about Kane. Also has been injured. He hasn't here, but he's probably a little bit better off. But I think the only person that even. I guess Manas is still doing well, but I think overall we are talking about all these players that have been scoring for fun, are in that phase where there's a few runs that are, COVID situations and all of that has also not helped. So I think we can't be too critical only on Virat, but I think the fact that Virat Kohli has not scored 100 since 2019, you have to think since 2019 to now, it's 3 years, but there's a lot of cricket that has not been played and a few games that he's not played. There's not that many games if you think about it, but because you expect Virat Kohli to score 1 century in every 3 or 4 games, you're just not able to fathom the fact that he hasn't. So I think Virat Kohli is a touch above all the other players, in my opinion, in all 3 formats. That's why I expect a little bit more from him. That's my only thing.
It's only Virat Kohli has spoiled us. That's it.
He's completely spoiled us. Yeah,
100%. And I think Steve Smith as well. He should have got 100. He'll be kicking himself. He's getting 70s, 80s regularly, and I think he just needs to look at Virat Kohli and say, listen, if I don't get 100, I'll be in the same situation. So I think he just needs to convert it, and that's a bit missing. If he scored 100, 150, it would have been Australia's game for sure. I think Pakistan still have a small chance, but the way Khwaja has played, I think someone needed to score 100, and he's done that. And if he can just get some support now from the middle order, if Lyon can face a few deliveries, negate the first couple of overs, then I think Australia will probably be in the driver's seat. I think Don is frozen. Don, can you hear us?
Yeah, no. I was just checking when was the last time Kane Williamson scored a century, but I wasn't able to find it in the. Joe Root we know because he scored it yesterday, so we know that he scored a century. But I think he's in prime form. But I think some of the others are still struggling a little bit.
Don, put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your heart. Speak the truth, okay? This is you. Speak the truth. Is there any player who is currently better than Cristiano Ronaldo from Arsenal?
No.
Bro, all 11, bro.
You're putting your hand on your heart, man.
Yeah. I hand on heart and क्या बोलते हैं वो कुछ है ना वो गोरे बोलते so.
The truth, only the truth, nothing else.
I speak only the truth and nothing but the truth.
Next time
I think Cristiano Ronaldo, one more hat trick and he'll be equal to Lacazette. That's all. No, but I think hats off to you guys. Hopefully, I was happy that you guys won. If I had to choose between the two, I would want you guys to win because we have 2 points behind you and we have 4 games in hand. So I'd hope that you guys won.
Sorry.
No. I think I was just saying that I'm hoping that we can with those 4 games and only 2 points, I'm hoping that we'll win about a couple, and then we'll have like that advantage over you guys. And Tottenham was my worry a little bit, but I think that they're falling down in that order. So I'm very happy. The only other hope is, might Chelsea might completely slip, and then both of us can make top four, and we'll make fun of Chelsea. But we'll talk about that when that happens.
Yeah, no, I think the reason why I brought it up, Ronaldo, again, is just like I think he's a benchmark for all sportsmen. So cricketers as well,
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially people hitting their 30s or crossing, 32, 30, 32, 33 for a batsman is an excellent age to bat, actually. You're mature as a batsman, you still have your reflexes intact. And if you work on your fitness, just follow the example of Ronaldo, I think, which Virat Kohli is doing, you can bat. The only thing is that, you see that Virat Kohli is playing a lot of cricket. So maybe he just needs to pick and choose his games sometimes. But you look at Ronaldo; he's playing day in, day out. He gets pissed off when he doesn't get picked. So I think the cricketers just need to show a bit of that. Yeah, you're playing IPL, you're playing a lot of cricket, but you can work on your fitness and you can play for a long, long time. And there are ways to prolong your career as an athlete.
Absolutely. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, I think in terms of fitness and just, taking your game to another level, I think we all talk about the Cristiano Ronaldo versus Messi and this and that and everything. I think Ronaldo has worked on his game. Messi had natural talent. He's extremely gifted as a player. But I think, Cristiano Ronaldo he's working day in, day out. He's the hardest working athlete on the pitch.
Yeah.
He'll outbeat anybody. He'll probably outbeat the youngsters. Just the attitude that he has towards the game. And I think he deserves all the credit that he gets. And I think he deserved the hat-trick completely today, So fantastic, and he is a role model. I think Virat Kohli in cricket and Cristiano Ronaldo in football, I think, are the role models that you have to focus and you want to model your game around these people for sure.
Yeah, just a quick comment or question to ask about the Pakistan Australia series for both of you is that there's a lot of talk of the pitch. The media are the Pakistani media are trying to look at the positives and stuff as well, and that's what I also feel. I feel that, listen, they haven't hosted a big series in a long time. Australia's coming to town. World Test Championship is on the line, but there's two narratives to this. One narrative is that Australia's coming to town. They're a huge team. They just beat England, and a draw in this series will be amazing for Pakistan, right? But the other narrative is this is a very defensive approach. You're playing at home. It doesn't matter you're playing Australia. The likes of Sri Lanka, beat Australia at home. Bangladesh beat Australia at home. So if you need to use your conditions to advantage, you can't just make pitches like this and expect for draws to happen just because you don't want to lose. Because go for the risk, play to your advantage. Do what India does, like make those dust bowls and put pressure, because that will lead to some entertainment and also results. So what do you guys feel about this? Do you feel that it's okay to make pitches like this? I sympathize with the Rawalpindi pitch just because I feel that it's been a long time since they hosted like an elite game like this. But yeah, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it is going to be hard. It's been several years since cricket has been played in Pakistan, so it's always going to be hard for them to come up with a competitive pitch. There hasn't really been that much cricket that's been played, but at the same time, I think you have to trust your team a lot. I think someone like a Shaheen Shah Afridi, if he's given good conditions, he can really swing the ball as well. Someone like a Hassan Ali, they have Fahim Ashraf as well. These guys are all good players, and with even with the Noman Ali and Sajid Khan, I think these are good spin bowlers. So you trust your bowling unit to come up with the goods, and you trust your batting unit to go out there and challenge. I think a little bit more challenge is good for them as well. In terms of bringing in the crowds and everything. They are bringing in the crowds, but I think you have to have a little bit more challenge. You can't just have them play on roads like that and expect anything coming out of that. Yeah, I sympathize like you, but I just want them to be a little bit more challenging.
Yeah. I feel they are just on the defensive, thinking that Australia is a great side and give them any ground or pitch, they're going to outperform us. Is the fear that the Pakistan have, because if you bring in the spin wickets, then they are just probably scared of Nathan Lyon getting so much purchase and he's going to take over all the test match. Or if they put in a fast track, like a fast bowling pitch, then they have the best three. So they are just playing defensive, and they just want batter friendly, and they just want their Australian batsmen to make mistakes so that they can capitalize, which has not happened. And we saw just like a lame test day 5, and Pakistan still batting the second. The openers were there, scored 100. It's good for the records, for their personal record. It's so good, but as a Pakistani supporter, a person who buys a ticket actually and like stands in line, going there, you love to see your team performing like that. But it's no point till the time you don't get the result, and the result is a win against Australia at home. That's what the Pakistan supporters want.
I think you have to take that gamble because you mentioned Nathan Lyon there. India took that gamble. They lost the first Test match. It was a left-arm spinner as well who picked up like 7-8 wickets for Australia. I forgot his name, but that Pune Test match, India lost that first Test match, but they continue to produce spinning tracks, and then they won the next 2 matches because you have to play. You keep playing to your strengths, even if it doesn't. If it backfires, you'll come good because you still have those batsmen who are used to playing on these pitches, who are playing spin. So Babar Azam might fail. Imamullah might fail in the first Test match if it's a ranked turner, but they will come good in the other 2 Test matches. And you have extra spinners as well. You can bring in Yasir Shah. You can play with 3 spinners. Australia have limited options. They have Nathan Lyon, but then can Swepson, can like a Labuschagne Smith continue on that level? I don't think so. Pakistan have 3 specialists, so you have to just continue and take that gamble. I feel, I get what Ashish is saying as well, that they don't want Nathan Lyon to run ragged, but I just feel you have to take that gamble at times because this can it's again it's a flat track, but if this breaks up, then Australia are at the advantage because they're using the conditions to their favor, right? They're going to have best bowling conditions in this Test match, whereas if it was turning from ball 1, then it's a fair game from ball 1. So I think that's what they need to do. I know there's a lot of controversy when there's ranked turners, but I'm all for it, man. I enjoy it.
I think that skills, and you have to outbeat the other team, and you use your home advantage as much as you can, like India does always, and Australia and England do as well. So it's
it's not no one will ever be satisfied. You remember when India got England all out for 2 days? They said this is such a bad pitch. Now, not the same people will say it, but other people are saying now this flat track is so boring, and they got demerit points as well, right? So you're never going to be. It's very hard to get that fine thing. So I'm just saying, main thing is result. So just go with your strength. It's okay if you get demerit. You're gonna get demerit anyway if you go the other way.
Yeah, fair enough. I think some things to ponder over. I think Pakistan should be trying a little bit more, but I think fantastic performance by the Indian women, and an exciting Australia versus New Zealand game to look forward to in the women's cricket is going to start in a couple of hours as well. And India Sri Lanka, it's just a matter of finishing it off. Like Ashish said, I think they're going to finish it off day 3 lunch and go to their camps a little bit early and get accustomed to the IPL situation, because that's the next big thing. But that wraps it up. Any final thoughts before we head out?
Ashish?
No, I have one. Like after the IPL, there's an Asia Cup happening, right? That's a good practice for India to play against Pakistan and other Asian teams, because then we'll come to know the quality of our batting lineup or bowling lineup when we play against Pakistan. Because if you play against Pakistan in World Cup, it's pressure, but you play before the World Cup, it gives you a chance to look at the bowling, look at how they bat, find out the weakness, because we don't play that much against them now. So it's a good timing of the Asia Cup now. So it'll be a good test for Rohit Sharma to lift the Asia Cup if he can.
He's already done it.
He's already done it when Kohli was resting or Dhoni was resting. So that's why now play with the full team and try to win it. So it's always a good test. Like you play against good teams, a captain has to be tested.
Yeah, and revenge will be on the cards as well. For Indian cricket after the loss in the last T20, I think there will be some banter on that front as well. But we'll get to that when we do. There is a big IPL tournament before that, Ashish. Let's not skip there.
I just look at India as a big picture. IPL can happen. Club cricket, man.
That's what a Punjab supporter would say.
Yeah, because we never won, so we're like club cricket. Let's focus. Let's give our guys the Indian cap.
But yeah, I think like IPL is very close now. So Don, once this is done, we'll be back
at
it.
Bro.
Yeah, back at it with the previews and everything. And yeah,
my respective levels for all teams are ready.
Yeah. So we'll get you guys everything ready for the IPL. I think straight after this test match, we'll get straight into it because there's more teams to cover and plenty of entertainment. Let's see how it goes.
Let's go. All right, guys, take care.
Take care.